Welcome back, Missouri Tigers softball here on the KCOU YouTube channel as we get ready to start the top of the second inning here. South Carolina will have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up, led by Tori Ensley, center fielder. She will lead off here for the South Carolina, still without a hit through one inning. Both teams had a base runner via a 2-out walk in the first frame. No hits for either squad yet, as Marissa McCann gets back to work here on the South Carolina center fielder. 5-hitter Tori Ensley, first pitch. Going to be wide for a ball, gets all the way to the backstop pass at Brascato, will be 1-0.
Yeah, that's one of those pitches that you just don't really like to see this early in a game. But luckily, it's only the first pitch of the inning, and still a lot of room to recover for Marissa McCann.
Ensley batting a very impressive .336 on the years. The 1-0 is fouled back to the screen, be 1-1. 47 hits, 34 RBIs as well. Very good stats for somebody that you want in a run-producing spot in the order, like she is in the 5 spot for the Gamecocks. In a bit of a different role here, she's looking to get a rally started as a leadoff hitter here at the top of the second. 1-1 from McCann. Off-speed pitch, really good one in there for a strike taken by Ensley. And just like that, McCann is now back in control of the count at 1-2.
Mizzou's got to keep controlling these counts, and I think Marissa McCann's done a great job of that so far.
Been well in control other than the Shelton at-bat. Has tried to put her away there with a high fastball, but Ensley did not bite, evened it up now 2-2.
You know, when you got a few pitches to give here and you're ahead in the count, I don't hate that. Try to get her to chase. Maybe if she does get contact, put one in an easy spot to get for your fielders.
See if she can put her down here. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Got her on a high fastball way up out of the zone. Climbed the ladder there, and that'll be the second strikeout of the day for McCann.
And absolutely, that's exactly what you want there. You want that chase pitch. You're ahead in the count. You don't really have to risk having to throw it inside the zone because you're not worried about balls at that moment. So I really like the chase pitch in that situation.
Catcher Lexi Winters steps in now for her first at-bat of the game. First pitch from McCann's in there for a strike, and we're continuing to see it, Thomas, with these first pitches. Other than to Shelton, very, very good first pitch strike ratio here for McCann so far.
Yeah, and if McCann can keep peppering the zone on those first pitches, they're going to make South Carolina swing a lot.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball, bottom of the zone. Brascato wanted it, didn't get it. It's going to be 1-1. Now both catchers have had at least one disagreement so far with balls they thought should have been strikes. So something to look for here as the game progresses. Nonetheless, it's 1-1 to the South Carolina Gamecock catcher. 1-1 is in there for a strike. Another good off-speed pitch. Threw a very similar one to Ensley in the first at-bat. Got her looking as well. 1-2 now, 2 winners.
Yeah, and I think Kearney's got a tight strike zone in there, so I think there's going to be quite a few disagreements today from both catchers.
Here's the 1-2 from McCann. Fastball, strike 3, looking. Got her off her rocker there with the fastball, and that's 2 strikeouts now in the inning. 3 for the game for McCann, 2 up, 2 down here in the second.
Yeah, Kearney was a little late with the theatric punch out there, but, you know, Stefania Brascato knew it, stood up and was like, that's a great pitch right there. And it really was on the fastball.
Here's a 7-hitter now, Natalie Heath stepping in. She's playing third base today for South Carolina. First pitch is fouled back behind the press box and out of the stadium, be 0-1.
And Heath didn't get on base too much yesterday, but what she did do is she did start the rally with a sac fly in the top of the second, and it's kind of what allowed South Carolina back into the game.
No chance for a sac fly here with 2 outs and nobody on base for Heath. 0-1 is taken low for a ball, will be 1-1. South Carolina wearing the all-whites on the road today. They do have the red socks, but white helmets, white shirts, white pants, and red belts for the Gamecocks on the road, as the Tigers are wearing the black tops today with the white pants. 1-1 fouled back to the screen, will be 1-2.
Yeah, and there was some gas on that one, 67-mile-per-hour fastball. I think McCann likes what she's got with that fastball coming out of her hand right now.
Well, and then on both the hitters we've seen so far this inning in 1-1 counts, she's kind of thrown off that breaking ball in the zone to get looks. So really good mixing and matching here so far from McCann. Tried to strike out the side there with a low fastball, didn't get the call, to be 2-2 now to Heath.
You know, and I wouldn't have hated to see that breaking ball there. You're 1-2. You can kind of get her to chase a little bit.
Yeah. See if she goes to it here, though. Maybe that was a setup. I don't hate that call there. Let's see what she does on 2-2. She did go to that off-speed pitch. It's popped up to right field. That is Forrester, by the way, as my partner so kindly reminded me last inning. Not Carr, but she's under it. Nonetheless, for the easy catch. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. Tigers coming up looking for the first hit of the game. You are listening to Missouri's Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back to Columbia for the bottom of the second inning. Still no runs, still no hits between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Missouri Tigers. And like kind of my partner Thomas mentioned in our little pregame, anticipated a pitcher's duel, and that's what we have through 9 outs.
Yeah, and just something with that is there's been some solid contact, especially out to right field, but there's just nothing going with that wind. It's going to be really hard to get balls out of this stadium today. If you're going to do it, it's going to have to be a line drive, and pretty much all of them, minus McKay going out there on a foul ball, they've all been bloops, and if you pop it up, it's just not going to get out of the stadium today.
Yeah. Well, the person who'll be looking for the first hit of the game will be Sydney Forrester. Confirmed not Abby Carr. Forrester is playing right field, not Carr today, as I mistakenly made from the first inning. But Forrester, the freshman, batting .277 on the year, as I said, playing right field today, hitting 5th in the Tigers' order. She will be looking to get the rally started here in the bottom of the second against Emma Friedel, who has been nails through just 1 inning, but nails other than that Carr at-bat.
And Forrester with 9 home runs this year, only batting .277, but you can see she's got some power in there, and if she can send a line drive out there and get on base, an early way for Mizzou to get the offense going would be very good.
Forrester rocking the double zeros. Gotta love that. First pitch of the inning is in there for a strike, and Friedel, just like McCann, ahead in the count.
Absolutely, and a 65-mile-per-hour fastball, just continuing to go with gas, and not bad from Forrester to take it for a strike. I know a lot of coaches like that.
Here's the 0-1 from Friedel. Another fastball. That one just misses the zone, says Keith Kearney, excuse me. Be 1-1 now on the Tiger right fielder. Forrester looking to get to double-digit home runs. Always a fun benchmark to get to. As the 1-1, it's another heater at 67 that time, so she's bumping it up. That was taken outside for a ball, so 2-1 now at Forrester.
I think Winter's still trying to frame those because
they're not having a good relationship back there.
They are just touching the corners, but can't quite get the calls.
Here's 2-1 on the way from Friedel. It's going to be fouled off down the right field line. Seemed to jam Forrester up a little bit. Be 2-2.
Yeah, those high and inside pitches, a lot of baseball players like them because you can really get around them. But when you're in high and inside in softball, bat's a little bit shorter, the ball's a little bit bigger, just kind of makes it a little tougher to find the sweet spot of the barrel.
Well, these pitches seem to be getting on these hitters. Like you said, both these pitchers are throwing hard. See if they go back to the heater here on 2-2. She did, and Forrester was ready for it, but just fouled it back to the screen.
Yeah, good way to just stay alive in the at-bat. You know she's going to be throwing some tough pitches to hit, so if you can just get some contact and keep going, maybe tire her out, find a way to get on base.
This is a good at-bat to lead off the inning, though, seeing a lot of pitches, fouling pitches off. See if she can pay it off getting on base here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. got her fishing outside, and that'll be 1 up, 1 down for the Tigers, and another strikeout. That'll be the second of the day for Friedel. Excuse me, the third strikeout of the day.
Yeah, and something Friedel did really well there is she went high in a lot of those pitches early in that bat. Punch out pitch, she goes low, catches Forrester, kind of waiting on that high pitch a little bit. Playing a little bit of mind games, which you do see a lot in pitchers' duels.
That's kind of how you know a pitcher's on their game, if they're totally messing with the minds of the hitters and the timing. As the shortstop Madison Updegrove steps in, she takes the first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 to the Tiger shortstop.
Yeah, that one didn't seem like it quite had as much zip on it, just lost it low right out of the hand.
Friedel behind in the count. Haven't seen that much today. She's behind 2-0 now. She missed low and in there to Updegrove. Updegrove batting a modest .271 this year, only 3 home runs. Looking to get a little rally started here. As, like I said, we are still hitless in this game here in the bottom of the second inning. Deep breath from Friedel, 2-0. Chased a high fastball there. Pretty tentative swing there from Updegrove, almost as if like halfway through she knew she shouldn't be swinging at it, but was unable to hold back.
Yeah, and we've seen on the swings we have seen some big cuts. You know, I wouldn't hate seeing some slap hits, kind of just put one in play, knowing that you're probably not going to be able to make it leave the park regardless.
2-1 in there for a strike, 2-2, and all of a sudden went from the driver's seat in this at bat 2-0 to chasing a ball high to make it 2-1, and now a called strike, and it's 2-2. How quickly the at bat can change, and all of a sudden feels like Friedel has the momentum in this at bat. The kick and the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, climbed the ladder on a high fastball. That's back-to-back strikeouts now for Friedel in this bottom half of the second inning.
And Emma Friedel just showing exactly why she wins games, throwing that gas in there, and just tough to keep up today.
In steps the left fielder, Claire Keelan. She will be looking to crack the code that is Emma Friedel right now, as she is just cruising with 4 strikeouts through 6 batters. Tried to get a running start on that one, pulled back high for a ball, 1-0 to Claire Cahalan.
Yeah, and showed bunting. Cahalan gets on base a lot with those bunts, but, you know, tough to do with nobody on base at the moment to make your fielders kind of have to choose someone.
Well, the third baseman, Heath, is about halfway down the third base line there between third and home, as the 1-0 is taken for a ball as well. But, I mean, if I was Heath, I'd be a little tentative to get much closer. I mean, she's even with Friedel in terms of being close to the plate. Obviously still anticipating bunt, as Heath still is halfway down the line. 2-0, fouled back to the screen, 2-1.
Yeah, and there's that slap hit. You get a little bit of a running start. That's what I kind of want to see. You know, obviously the infield's playing so far up. You just get a little one. You go right over him into the shallow outfield, really anywhere. You can get on base here.
See what Friedel throws on 2-1. Another slap hit, another foul ball. That one might have caught a piece of Winters. I think she's okay, but goes from, again, 2-0 to 2-2. Same situation that she found herself in with Updegrove, she finds herself in with Cahalan. Now just 1 pitch away from striking out the side and getting out of the inning. Heath, the third baseman for South Carolina, still way up on the line. Like I said, basically parallel with Friedel. The kick and the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. High fastball's working for Friedel today. She strikes out the side, and that's 5 strikeouts already through 2 innings for Emma Friedel. We will go to the top of the third. Still 0-0 between South Carolina and Missouri. You're listening to Missouri Tigers Softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back as we get ready to start the top of the third inning. Still scoreless, still hitless between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Missouri Tigers here in game 2 of a 3-game set. Missouri, if you're just joining us, lost yesterday's game 5-2, looking to force a rubber match tomorrow at 1 p.m. and avoid losing their third consecutive conference series. South Carolina, on the other hand, looking to win their first conference series of the year. They would clinch that with a win here today. But Thomas, nobody's going to win if they don't get hits, and neither team has a hit so far through 2 innings.
Yeah, you know, it's the most simple thing in either baseball, softball, both the diamond sports, but if you can't hit, you can't win. Now, I have heard stories of people who have thrown no-hitters and lost because they walk players in. But at this level, if you can't hit, you can't win. Marissa McCann's not going to walk a run in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think either of these pitchers are
neither,
right now.
Neither is
walking many people. Yeah.
So you're going to have to find a way. Honestly, just get one run on the board. Put yourself ahead, because in a game like this, one run can sometimes feel like an eternity when you can't put runners on base.
Absolutely. Both pitchers absolutely dominating so far. Only one walk for each, and those were both 4-pitch walks to the 3-hole hitters in the first inning. And then other than that, Friedel with 5 strikeouts, McCann with 3. I'm not exactly sure what the delay is here. Maybe there's something wrong with Abriscato's gear or something, but she's out here now. The players are all just standing around. The umpires look ready.
Could just be waiting for the ESPN broadcast to come back, and looks like we're back now. We're ready to go.
We are back, and it will be the 8-9-1 due up for the Gamecocks. Starting up the inning will be Kai Byers, the designated player. Some
action in the Mizzou bullpen. Courtney Donahue just getting loose. She came in yesterday to relieve Abby Carr in the top of the 7th.
For now, it is still McCann out there. Like we said, yet to allow a hit, and she's now ahead of Byers. She's got her swinging on the first pitch, 0-1.
Byers, the designated player, really struggled yesterday, had a few strikeouts, just could not seem to get on base.
Down here early in the count as that one bounces. Good block there by Abriscato. It'll be a ball, 1-1 now to Kai Byers. Lefty, love the pink bat that she's rocking. Pretty stylish. I don't know how many hits it has in it. I guess it has 7 based on what the scoreboard is telling me. See if it has 8 in it right here. The 1-1 is ripped fair down the right field line past the diving Hay into the corner, and that's going to be a stand-up double. Forrester gets it in, but it's way too late. And there's the first hit of the game by Byers, and it's a leadoff double, and South Carolina's in business. Yeah,
nothing Hay can really do there. A great effort from her, frankly, but Byers did a phenomenal job just knowing that you just got to put the ball in play today, because you're not likely to send it over the wall. If you get it low, if you get it in play and somehow pass that infield, at least one, and a double has got you in a big spot here with Shea Anderson at the plate.
Yeah, she turned and burned on that fastball, pulled it beautifully down the line. Sets up the spot for the 9-hitter, Shea Anderson. First pitch taken for a strike. Looks like the Missouri defense may have been expecting a bunt of some sort there, but no show there from Anderson. Just takes a first pitch strike, and it'll be 0-1 now to the South Carolina shortstop. McCann ready. Kick in the 0-1, now showing bunt. And she gets it down the first base line. It's picked up. It's picked up by Waits, but then she's unable to make a throw. I think she thought about it and then thought better of it, not thinking she was going to be able to get Anderson down the line, and I think she probably made the best decision there not to just to hold on to the ball. Byers does advance to third, though, on the play as well.
Yeah, you got runners on the corners now. I'm not sure if it was the smartest decision from Waits to pick that up. You know,
looks like it could have gone foul.
I think it was treading that line, and you know, you picked that one up pretty early, and you got to think even there, that base path is blocked. You're probably not going to get him on the throw. You're better off letting it go foul.
Now South Carolina's really in business as they go back up to the top of the order, and Quincy Laleo, as she shows bunt but pulls back on the first pitch. That was taken for a strike, 0-1. Runners on the corners, nobody out here in the top of the third inning, so a bit of a pickle here for Marissa McCann. Eddie Waits, the third baseman, very far in on the line on third, maybe still expecting a show of bunt. but Leo swings and releases a line drive to left field. It's caught by Khalil, and the throw home, the tag, and she is out at the plate. Byers tried to tag from third, but Khalil had caught the line drive from Leo through a one-hop strike to home. Beautiful catch and tag by Abrascato, and just like that, there's 2 outs and just one runner on first. But South Carolina might be looking to challenge this.
I'd imagine they would. It was a bang-bang play, but regardless, the effort from Cahalan there to get over there and just fire a laser down there. We look on the video board now. Oh, it's
I
close.
think she's out. I think she's out, Thomas. South Carolina is officially challenging it, by the way. So we're seeing the replay on the big board, and the umpires are going to go and look at it and get word. But regardless, from Cahalan and Abrascato, both ends of that play, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think hard to tell. What it looked like is that her right leg, the lower sliding leg, might have just caught the plate because she left the left leg up, and that was what got tagged. Whether that right leg did get on the plate was tough to see because I do think she beat Abrascato to the bag. I just don't know if she actually got her foot down on it.
We're going to get the call here, Thomas. It's confirmed the runner is out, and the Missouri fans here rejoice and voice their approval as that is a massive swing in not only this inning but this game.
Absolutely, and you keep a run off the board there after you're in a really tough spot, runners on the corners and the top of their lineup coming up. And now you do have to watch Jamie McKay here. She nearly sent one deep in the first, but you know, a good spot here if you're in Missouri after making a play like that. I think if you're Marissa McCann, you keep it low in the zone, try to play something on the ground, hopefully down the middle to try to get the force.
So thanks to Kalilan and Abrascato, the threat seems to be limited for the moment, but not out of the woods yet. Still one runner on first base and 2 outs for McKay, who takes the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 now.
McKay struck out swinging in her first at-bat. She's going to give this one some rips.
That one she does give a rip as she's a little late and fouls it over toward the South Carolina bullpen down the line. And now McKinn's in the driver's seat, 0-2. She can kind of go any way she wants here to get out of this inning.
Absolutely, and I think you try to make her chase low first. You don't want to go high because if you miss high, that's pretty easy to send out there in the outfield. You try to make her chase low so that if she does get contact, it's probably just coming straight back up in the infield.
See where she goes here, the 0-2. That one's also fouled back. She seemed to be a little late on that one as well. Back-to-back pitches fouled off to the right. Both fastballs, though, so I think she might be a little off on the timing here. I would anticipate probably another fastball, though.
Yeah, I think you keep your foot on the gas, and maybe if she fouls off another fastball, you try to go off speed,
Sure.
maybe change her up a little bit. But right now, you keep your foot on the gas.
Do the 0-2 again here. This one's flared down the right field line. Coming in as Forrester. She slides and makes a great catch down the line. An absolute defensive clinic here from the Missouri Tigers in the top of the third. Back-to-back defensive jams gets McCann out of the jam. And just like that, we will go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here between the Missouri Tigers and the South Carolina Gamecocks. You are listening to Missouri Tigers Softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. getting ready to start the bottom half of the third inning here. Sophie Smith will lead it off for the Tigers. The inning, the top half of this inning, I think the crowd is still buzzing from the couple of defensive gems made by both corner outfielders. First Khalilin on the throw home, and then Forrester on that sliding catch to end the inning. Bailed McCann out of that first and third, nobody out jam. Now the Tigers looking to take that momentum to the plate and score the first run of this game, as the first pitch from Emma Friedel here in the the bottom of the third is taken for a ball by Sophie Smith.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Tigers, you made the plays to keep yourself in it. Now you got to find a way to put some runners on base.
Starts here with the 8-hitter for the Tigers. Is that 1-0 is popped high down the left field line, twirling foul. Running after it was Lelio. She was unable to make the play as she kind of vanished into the shadows there, and with the wall, there's a lot of contending factors there. It'll just go down as a foul ball.
Yeah, back at the warning track, that one had some pop that we haven't seen so far today. The wind kind of calmed down a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it in our mics, but not swirling quite as much. It's warmed up a little bit as well.
Yeah, and that never hurts outside here on a beautiful sunny Saturday evening. 1-1 from Friedel is taken for a ball outside. 2-1 now to Smith.
I give your Missouri, and you can get ahead in these counts. You don't expect Friedel to walk you, but you try to force her to throw it inside the zone and maybe put the barrel on it.
2-1 low for a ball. 3-1 now to Smith. Really in the driver's seat. Can be looking for one pitch in one spot here. Otherwise, probably let it go here on 3-1.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. You've got at least a pitch to give. If it's not exactly where you want it, you let it go, hope for ball 4.
Need base runners do the Tigers. Here's a 3-1. She does offer at it and fouls it at the plate. I don't know if she's frustrated or that might have nicked her foot. Seems to be all right. Might have just been frustrated that she missed her pitch there. 3-2.
Yeah, and I think she liked that one a lot. Took a big hack at it, just couldn't quite find the sweet spot.
Payoff pitch coming here. Big pitch here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the third. 3-2. It's going to be popped foul out of play down the right side. Hits the light pole. Falls harmlessly into the stands. We'll redo 3-2.
Nearly a catch from a fan there. Just, couldn't quite glove it.
Tough on the redirect off the light pole. Big pitch once again coming here to the Tigers' 8-hitter. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the third, though. 3-2 on the way from Friedel. Taking ball 4. I think, again, Winters thought she had her. I thought from here that might have been a strike as well, that delayed call. But nonetheless, a big leadoff base runner here as Friedel walks the 8-hitter, Sophie Smith.
Yeah, it was close, and I think Zach Parsons coming out to talk to Emma Friedel. You haven't had necessarily a ton of walks. You haven't surrendered a hit yet, but you let Missouri get runners on base. This game could quickly turn around in the wrong way.
When you ever want to walk anybody, probably, especially not the leadoff hitter, but at the bottom of this Missouri order now, where that can hurt you as you get back to the top of the order, which will take place after Kaylee Langer, the 9-hitter, gets her first crack at it. Do you think any of that conversation on the mound might be a potential for a bunt or something, or where they want to go, depending on what might happen here at the plate?
Yeah, I think you're telling her there, hey, you're okay. Let's try to get it out. Maybe throw a double play pitch, but you're probably okay still. You do worry though if you've got 2 runners on back at the top of the order. Both corner infielders are definitely considering a bunt, and she does bunt it, and it's dropped by Heath, but it comes back to Winters, and she fires to second for the force out. That was a very, very bizarre play. It's almost like a line drive bunt off the bat of Langer. And Heath tried to make an awkward diving catch, wasn't able to do it, but it ricocheted right back toward Winters, who fired a strike to Anderson to get the force out. And now will be trading places. There's still one out, now there's one out and just leading on first. Yeah, and I think that's unfortunate for Smith because I think she wanted to stay. Obviously saw that ball in the glove. It drops. You're already behind it, getting a second there.
Great recovery by Winters, though, to get her wits about her and get the force out there. So they get the lead runner. The lineup does flip over now to the top, and Addie waits, but now just one runner on first and one out. Heath, once again, very far in, anticipating a bunt once again. Waits does not show it, though. Takes a ball high. I mean, I think it's understandable, especially, this is clearly a pitcher's duel where, like you also mentioned, every run feels like it's huge. Getting a person in scoring position would be massive, and doing that any means necessary. Here's the pitch. fouled just past the reach of Heath down the line. Be 1-2 now.
Strike 2. I think Waite's got a little pitch clock violation. Just
Did
a little
she?
late
I was
to
wondering
get in
where
the
that
box.
other pitch came from.
Because I saw the umpire raise his fist and strike.
Okay.
I was like, there has not been a pitch thrown.
Yeah,
so.
there's only 2 pitches in this at bat, but unfortunately for Waits, it is 1-2 now. She got that pitch clock violation. Good catch there by my partner Thomas. Here's the 1-2. Fastball. Winters able to get the call though. It'll be 2-2 now.
Yeah, Winter's framing jobs just haven't quite convinced Kearney behind the plate today.
Langer is the runner at first after the bunt that got Smith out at second. 2-2's taken well high for a ball. 3-2 now. Could be an action pitch here, full count. Maybe see Langer on the move, get the defense moving. But a big pitch here nonetheless to the Tigers' leadoff hitter.
Absolutely. I think 1 out, Langer probably hard to tell if you run because if it's a pop-up, there's a double play waiting there.
Here's the pitch. Langer was running, but the pitch is popped up but foul, so we will do it again.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Friedel go back to what has been her consistency, and that's throwing fastballs in another payoff pitch.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to have 2 reach base via the walk. Want to make them earn it, and they have not been able to hit the fastball yet. 3-2. She does go with the fastball, but she dirts it for ball 4. Langer was on the move, but she gets the base regardless, as it was ball 4. So now it'll be first and second with 1 out for Stefania Abriscato. And just now the Tigers have something cooking here in the third, just like the Gamecocks did. But see if the Tigers can cash it in for some runs.
Yeah, and I think if you're Kaylee Langer here, you might try to advance to third if you can, maybe looking for a pass ball in the dirt. Put a runner on third, because then anything to the outfield from Abriscato gives you a scoring opportunity.
And runs and hits have been hard to come by. Tigers still without a hit. 3 walks so far in the game, 2 coming in this inning. It's how they have 2 men on with only 1 out. And there is that dirt ball that Thomas just called right on cue. Although Langer didn't have to do too much. Just went all the way to the backstop. Easy advance as Waits also advances behind her to second base. And now it's second and third with 1 out, 2 in scoring position for the Tigers.
And this is a great spot for Abriscato. You know she's got some power. She hit a home run yesterday. She put 1 out at the warning track in her first at-bat. This is where, if you're the Tigers,
Welcome back to Columbia here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers threatening here in a 0-0 game, but that might not be the case for long as Missouri has second and third with just 1 out. 1-0 count to Stefania Abriscato as there was a pitching change for South Carolina. Neely Lamb will inherit a 1-0 count here. She has a bit of a mess to clean up here if South Carolina keeps this game tied.
absolutely, with 1 out, the double play ball is kind of out of the question with runners on second and third, no force out double play.
Although we just saw a double play from the outfield last inning. So it's definitely in the cards. Abriscato just looking to put something in play and give the Tigers a chance to take the first lead of the game. Here's the 1-0. First pitch of Neely's outing, but the second pitch of this at-bat is a ball, so it'll be 2-0 now to the Tiger catcher.
Yeah, and now you're really behind. I think if you're Abriscato, you're waiting on a lot of these, trying to load the bases.
Kick and the 2-0. Neely got a half swing out of Abriscato, check down at third, ring her up, so it'll be 2-1 now on the half swing.
Still got a few pitches to give. You're ahead in the count and runners in scoring positions. Just got to put something in play.
Infield fully in for the Gamecocks. Here's the 2-1. That pitch is ripped to right field. It's going to be lined and caught there by McKay. The throw home is cut off. And the Tigers will be on the board on the sac fly. Interesting. I don't know if it was meant to be cut off there or not. by Rhodey, but she did. I thought the throw was pretty good by McKay, but nonetheless, there was no play at home as the ball was cut off. It'd be 1-0 Tigers.
Yeah, and I think Abruscato, she did exactly what you asked her to. Put something in play, put it in the outfield, and give Langer a chance to score. And now you have a 1-0 lead that feels bigger than it probably is because of how well Marissa McCann is dealing right now.
South Carolina looking to get out of this, just down 1 run, now with 2 outs and just a runner on second. Abby Carr steps in. First pitch to Carr is taken for a strike. 0-1 now on the 3-hitter. Just the lone runner is Waits on second now, after Langer scored on the sac fly. First run of the game. The 0-1 taken outside for a ball, even now at 1-1.
Yeah, Winters tried to frame that one up again. She was, just held it there. Not agreeing with Keith Kearney behind the plate today.
They've had their disagreements on multiple pitches so far in this one. Here's the 1-1. That one is taken for a ball as well. It seemed to be pretty close, though. I think Neely has done a good job of being around the plate here, coming in a very not advantageous spot.
I think to put her in here, you've already surrendered a run, and so now you have to wonder where her head is at.
2-1 looking to get out of it. Off-speed pitch popped in the air. Inslee is calling for it in center field. She's under it. Makes the catch, can of corn. No problem there. But the Tigers do get on the board. 1 run on the sac fly by Abruscato. We will go to the top of the 4th inning. Tigers with a 1-0 lead over South Carolina. You're listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back as we get ready to start the top of the 4th inning. Missouri just got the first run of the game in the bottom of the 3rd, making it 1-0. Still without a hit are the Tigers, but they were able to manufacture a run last inning off a couple of walks, a wild pitch, and then a sac fly by the catcher Abruscato to now give their starting pitcher Marissa McCann, who's dealing a 1-0 lead here. She's back out to start the top of the 4th once again.
Yeah, and I like Larissa Anderson's decision to leave McCann in there. Obviously, had to get out of a little bit of a jam in the last inning, but just to show that resilience, I think that earns you the favor to keep going and keep at least your scoreless outing.
She will get to face Carly Shelton, 3-hitter for South Carolina. First pitch in there for a strike. Shelton with a walk last time up. 4-pitch walks. That's the first strike she has seen so far. Here's the kick in, the 0-1. Fastball just off the outside edge, 1-1 now to Shelton.
It's important that McCann continues to stay ahead of these pitchers. Obviously walks are how Mizzou finds itself in the lead. If you give South Carolina free runners on base, they're going to punish you.
Has ripped through the hole past the dive, of Updegrove, and that will be a base hit into left field for the Gamecocks 3-hitter. And now South Carolina's got a leadoff man on.
And obviously important for the Gamecocks there. You get one on. You've got some power coming up in your lineup, but I don't think today is a day to kind of play the power game. I think you kind of just got to put runners on and incrementally drive in runs, really just chip away at the scoreboard.
Good piece of hitting there by Shelton, kind of taking that pitch the other way and hit it hard right between the third baseman and shortstop. Sets up Ariana Rohde, the cleanup hitter. One runner on, nobody out. First pitch of the at-bats in there for a called strike. 61-mile-an-hour drop ball looked like. It'll be 0-1 now to Rohde.
Yeah, and McCann showing a lot of good control with that drop ball, kind of pain in those corners.
Look if she can try and maybe the thought on that is to try and roll a double play ball as the 0-1 is fouled off just above the South Carolina dugout, 0-2. But you got to think you're working down in the zone there, trying to get a ground ball at either Smith or Updegrove there, and try and clean up this inning.
I think that's absolutely what you should do. No outs, runner on first, and you've had control low in the zone. Try to get them to swing low, knowing that they probably won't be able to gain too much power off it.
Ahead in the count now, 0-2. Goes away with a fastball there.
Yeah, and that one's just a little bit of a chase pitch. I think got away from McCann a little bit, but also don't think she was trying to go lower in the zone at all, having some pitches to give there.
See if that sets her up for something low in the zone, like Thomas mentioned right there on the 2-2. That ball's hit high into left field. Khalilin seems to be settling under it, comes in a few steps, makes the catch no problem, and that'll be the first out of the inning as Shelton retreats back to first.
Yeah, that's just another one of those. Rohde's got plenty of power, and she showed it yesterday, but it's going to be really hard to take anything deep if you send it as high as that one went. You really have to get some drive on it and keep it low.
In steps center fielder Tori Ensley. She struck out swinging her first time up, looking for a little better result this time around. Waits creeps very much in at third as if she was maybe expecting a bunt. No show there from Ensley. She takes a ball for the first pitch of the at-bat.
And I think with a runner on first and only one out, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunt from Ensley to try to put a runner in scoring position here.
Not showing bunt again, instead swings and fouls it back to the screen, 1-1. Still like McCann working low in the zone here. You're now one pitch away from getting out of the inning. If you get a ground ball at either Waits Updegrove or Smith up the middle. See if she goes here again. 1-1. That pitch is going to be fouled off down the right field line into the South Carolina bullpen. Now McCann ahead in the count, 1-2.
And again, if you continue to go low, you make them kind of golf at it. If they send anything high, it's popped up. It's easy to get under. And if they send it low, there's a good chance it goes right back at one of your fielders. Gives you a chance to get a double play and get out of the inning.
Swapping out the ball there as they got that ball retrieved from the Gamecock bullpen. Infield in double play depth up the middle. Defense seems to be in no doubles, playing relatively deep in the outfield. Here's the 1-2. Fastball taken high. Almost bit did Ensley. That was a pretty good pitch and a good take as well there by Tori.
Yeah, I think McCann was smart there. Try to get her to chase. You know, looks like Ensley very clearly wants to swing. She stayed alive with a few fouls. So trying to get her to chase is not the worst idea in the world.
Big pitch coming here. The 2-2 on the way to Ensley. That's ripped into right field. And another sliding catch by Forrester. I thought for sure that ball was getting down for at least a single, but Forrester is flashing the leather out there. Her second fantastic grade A catch of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that Forrester did great is you get the glove down, and that's really insurance there, because if that gets under you and hops back to the wall,
that's a problem.
There's a chance you get a run scoring from first. So great job to kind of save her pitcher.
Forrester flashing the leather 2 different times now with sliding catches as the first pitch is going to be popped up toward Forrester again. A much easier play for her this time as she settles under it for the easy third out. And just like that, McCann is through 4 scoreless innings. The Tigers take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th, but they look to add on. You are listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. getting ready for the bottom of the 4th inning here from a sunny, cloudless, but a little bit windy now, Columbia, Missouri, as the Missouri Tigers look to add on to their 1-0 lead over the South Carolina Gamecocks here. In a bit of unconventional fashion, the Tigers have the lead. They have a run without a hit.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of games like that, obviously advancing with walks and pass balls and a sac fly, but Tigers did really well at the plate with their discipline in that last inning.
South Carolina did make a pitching change in the middle of last inning as Neely Lamb came in for Emma Friedel. She is back out there again for her first full inning in relief after she was able to limit the damage when she came in and inherited second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the last inning. In an unconventional way, she came in the middle of that at-bat to Abrascato as well, but was able to get her to fly out, which resulted in the sac fly, and then also retired Carr to get out of that inning. They will have a meeting of the minds now at the circle. Everyone will go to their own positions, and we are ready to get underway here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it will be the cleanup hitter, Abby Hay, stepping in, trying to get things going here for the Tigers and build on that lead that they built.
Absolutely. I think if you can get on base with the leadoff here, you're looking in a really good position and might have a Neely Lamb just a little unsettled.
First pitch of the inning from Lamb. It's taken for a ball by Hay. Be a bit high and tight there to the Tigers' first baseman. Here's a 1-0 on the way. That one was Winters is really fooling me back there. She's thinking a lot of these pitches are strikes, and they're not. She looks back at the home plate umpire for that one. It was called a ball, and I think another disagreement there from Winters.
Absolutely.
Now Hay in the driver's seat up 2-0, and she rips that one back up the middle, and that is exactly what you do with a 2-0 fastball in the middle of the plate. Ripped it right back where it came from, and there's the first Tigers hit of the game. And now leadoff batter on base. Chance to add on some runs here with Sydney Forster coming up.
Yeah, and I think that's just clinical hitting with the win that we've got today. Just a little liner in a shallow center field. You're going to get on base. You're going to give your team just the continued chance to score runs.
That was an epitome of on time, ready to hit right there. You know when you're sending a fastball right back up the middle that you barreled it up, you're on time. And that was just a really good piece of hitting there by Hay. As we're going to get a courtesy runner for Hay.
Be Lenny Ramsey.
Obviously in a game. Sorry, Thomas, go ahead.
Ramsey, the freshman out of Dearborn, Missouri.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in a game like this, where it seems like every run's going to be a premium, every advantage you can get on the bases to get an extra base, to get an extra run is going to be huge. Good play there by Larissa Anderson. His first pitch to Forrester, fouled off down the line. Anything she can add offensively to this game would be a bonus for what she's done in the field. She's probably saved at least 1 run with her glove out there in right field, having one heck of a game.
Absolutely. I think it's hard to understate just what Sydney Forrester's fielding contribution has been today. This game could very well be 3-1 or 4-1 without her in right field right now.
Now looking to add some runs for the Tigers at the plate as the leadoff batter got on in Hay with that single. Forrester now down in the count 0-1, takes that pitch low, even to count back up at 1-1. Bit of a nice off-speed pitch there from Neely Lamb. Just was not able to land it in the zone, but I like the mix-up of the pitches. She was early on that last pitch, went to the off-speed there, she's not able to land it. Count now even at 1-1. So that fastball is going to be fouled off down the right side. Rhodey gave it a look, but just landed in foul ground there on the dirt and be 1-2.
Yeah, just not great contact, but I do like Forrester swinging at it. Kind of keeping Lamb honest a little bit, saying, I know my zone, but I'm also not going to give you free strikes here.
Ramsey, the courtesy runner for Hay, on first. 1-2 now to Forrester. That one almost got away from Lamb, an off-speed pitch that clearly he just yanked. Good job there by Winter to come out of her crouch and keep that ball in front of her. Keeps Ramsey at first. 2-2 now. Lamb definitely looking for a ground ball here to help clean up this mess. 2-2. She gets that ground ball to third. Heath goes to second for the force, and she's safe. Safe all around. That was a risky play from Heath. With obviously, like we said, bringing in the faster Forrester, get any advantage you can. That ball was hit so slowly, I thought she should have gone to first with it. Tries to go to second for the lead runner, and Ramsey beats it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great decision. Ramsey left a little bit early just as soon as that pitch was coming out.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't beat it without it. And another pinch runner for Missouri, Eddie Kohler. And I think that's another good decision. You got to get your fast runners on, knowing that you're in a really good position here. 2 runners on, no outs. You are at the bottom of your lineup close to, but if you can just keep getting runners on base, I mean, you know, I say chip away at the scoreboard. You might have to score by loading the bases and continuing to get singles today.
Both corners, Heath and Rhodey are very in, expecting a bunt. That's exactly what it is. It's put down beautifully. Miscommunication in the infield, but it's picked up by Rhodey, and she throws out Updegrove, no problem as the runners advance. Updegrove does her job, but it seemed like Heath and Rhodey both wanted that ball as they converged. Luckily for South Carolina, there was no problem there as Rhodey was able to recover and throw it Updegrove, but ultimately that does the job as the runners move into scoring position.
Yeah, and I think sack bunt was the right call there.
Yeah.
You get yourself out of a force-out double or even triple play chance. Now with runners in scoring position, it's the same thing Abruscato has. If you put this ball in the outfield, you're probably going to drive a run in and at least give Marissa McCann an insurance run to play with.
South Carolina now with a meeting at the mound. Coach Woodard is out there talking with the infield and the catcher, Winters. Lamb having her own discussion with the pitching coach. There is action in that South Carolina bullpen. Double barrel action, actually. I don't have the greatest vision, and we are about as far away in the ballpark as you can be from that side of the of their bullpen to identify either of those young ladies. But there is two
Emma
pitchers.
Friedel is one of them.
Regardless, neither of them will be coming in the game at this moment. I don't know if they're going to make a change or not, but it's going to still be Lamb. But there is a change as far as who is hitting. Gracie Britton will be hitting in place of Claire Cahelan.
Yeah, and I like this move. Britton just a little bit more power than Britton. Try to send this one into the outfield and drive in maybe a sac fly if you can.
Infield fully in for South Carolina. First pitch from Lamb to Britton. Inside for a ball. Good take from the freshman. Britton, 3 hits in limited at-bats, only 10 on the season. It's good for a 300 average, so she's in the Hall of Fame if she keeps that pace up. As the 1-0 is taken for a ball, 2-0. Good patience here. Coming off the bench cold is not easy to do, especially in a situation like this where the team needs you to at least put the ball in play.
Yeah, and the thing is when you're a pinch hitter, you're expected to drive in a run with this. But I think Britton's done really well getting ahead in this count, and you'll be able to do what you want with it now.
Big pitch here, 2-0 on the way. Jam shot blooped into shallow center field. It's going to fall for a hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run to the plate, and she's safe as the ball gets away from Winters. And now Britton's going to try and go to third. She slides, and she's safe at third. 2-run score on the bloop hit by Gracie Britton. And the Tigers have extended their lead 3-0.
You know, and that is exactly why you put Britton in there. You have to expect that she's going to get contact on the ball, does a great job, falls. And, you know, Winters looks like she almost got to that ball just barely before, I believe it was
Kohler.
Kohler, yeah, coming around, but I just couldn't handle it. Tigers leading 3-0 now. That's a lot of insurance runs now over halfway through the game.
And something that Michael overlooked in this whole rally is Larissa Anderson with those 2 pinch runners who both come in to score, in Ramsey and Kohler, wreaking havoc on the bases. Obviously, Ramsey on beating that force play, and then both being able to score on that hit could be a really big play in this game. As now runner on third with still only 1 out for Sophie Smith. Again, South Carolina has the infield fully in. First pitch to Sophie Smith in there it was a ball as that missed away.
And I think Smith, a huge opportunity here. Missouri getting to the bottom of their order. If you can get through the next 2 batters with no outs, massive opportunity going back to the top of it.
1-0 is fouled back into the seats, be 1-1. Smith walked her first time up. And then was thrown out at second, if you remember, on that odd play where the ball fell out of Heath's hand on that bunt, and Winters threw her out at second. So in much different situation here now, looking to drive in a run here where even a sac fly will do it with just one out.
Ordinarily, I'd say she's going to show bunt, but I think
Yeah, the
runner on
infield
third
in.
just difficult to do here.
See what she does here, 1-1 for the Tigers' second baseman. It's a wild pitch. It gets by Winters all the way to the backstop. The run will score easily. That pitch just totally got away from Lamb. It wasn't even low. It was high and away from Smith. Winters really had no chance at being able to ring that one in, and that's another run for the Tigers, 4-0 now.
Yeah, and I think Lamb's starting to lose just a little bit of her control. With only one out, I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't get through Smith to see another discussion.
Well, she yanked that same pitch a couple of batters earlier, and I mentioned that Winters did a good job to be able to come out of her crouch and get that one. Not able to do that to that pitch, as that pitch was really, I mean, that would have probably hit a left-handed batter. It was that far out, and I think that's going to be enough to pull the trigger here and get Lamb out of this game. That's exactly what it's going to do. South Carolina's going to make a pitching change. We are going to take a break. We will be right back and to name the new pitcher for you and continue the game here, as it is 4-0 now, Missouri, and they may not be done here in the bottom of the fourth. As you are listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back here as we are still in the bottom of the fourth inning where it's kind of blown up on South Carolina. Missouri with 3 runs. It's still only 1 out in the inning. Pitching change as sophomore transfer Julie Kelly is now into the game for South Carolina. Transferred from Kentucky where she pitched last season as a freshman. And she will now be inheriting, 3 runs already in, nobody on base now, but still someone that needs to come in and stop the momentum here for South Carolina.
Absolutely. Big moment for the sophomore transfer from Kentucky. 3.63 ERA. And if Mizzou continues to add, you got to feel pretty comfortable with Marissa McCann in the way that she's been dealing. Obviously, a lot of things can happen. Mizzou notoriously bad in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings this year.
Which is what's coming up. Yeah.
So I think you feel comfortable with 4. You'd love to have 5 or 6 here.
Sophie Smith will step back in. Partner, I don't know. This might be the first time I've ever seen multiple pitching changes in a game with the same batter up, like mid at bat. As Smith is inheriting Smith still has a 2-1 count. Kelly's inheriting this 2-1 count and gets Smith to roll over foul. It'll be 2-2 and just 1 strike away from getting out of this at bat.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see South Carolina pull the pitcher in the middle of the at bat. I would have thought
multiple
they
times. Yeah.
Let them at least try to get through it.
2-2 now to Smith. That pitch is taken low for a ball. 3-2 now.
That's another one that I think Winters.
Kelly wanted it too.
She held it. And
Kelly was looking back at the toward home plate as she walked back toward the circle, maybe questioning where that pitch was. Nonetheless, 3-2 now to the Tigers' second baseman. And that pitch is well low into the dirt. That's going to be ball 4. And now the Tigers, after they clean the bases, they're going to try and dirty him back up again here as Smith walks with just 1 out, and that'll bring up Kaylee Linger.
And again, just a really tough position for Julie Kelly.
Yeah.
And now you're in your own head. You come in behind in the count already, and you walked them. You've only got one out, and Missouri has done really well running the bases today.
Langer scored the first run of the game on that sac fly by Abiscato after she reached on the fielder's choice off that sac bunt that got Smith thrown out at second. Langer shows bunt, pulls back like he was going to hit, but took the pitch for a strike. 0-1 now to the Tiger center fielder.
And I think Kelly, if you're Kelly, that's a big pitch to calm the nerves, get ahead of the count finally.
Langer showing bunt, pulls back, swings, and rips a base hit into right field. Fielded there by McKay, and she'll get it in quickly to be able to keep Smith at bay at second base. That ball was hit so hard, and it got to McKay so fast. I didn't know if Smith really had a chance to get to third anyways, but a good play by the Gamecock right fielder to keep her at bay. But now, once again, the Tigers have something cooking, top of the order.
Yeah, absolutely. And South Carolina just cannot stop the bleeding at the moment. And if you're Missouri and you load the bases again, you got to feel pretty confident with Stefania Abiscato coming to the plate next.
Before that, it will be Addie Waits, who has not put the ball in play today. She struck out and walked. Looking to put the ball in play here. First and second and one out, probably do some damage. First pitch to the lefty is in there for a strike by Kelly. 0-1 the count.
I think smart to wait on that one, just given how Kelly hasn't had too much control of her zone early in this outing. I think you'll see Waits wait on quite a few pitches in this at-bat.
Force out at first, second, and third here. That pitch is taken outside, dropped by Winters, but no advance from either runners. The ball didn't really leave, literally leave Winters' grasp.
And Kelly losing that. If you lose that any more outside, it's could be a pass ball,
yeah.
And that's where you've seen runners advance a few times today for Missouri.
Really in the danger zone here for South Carolina if they want to keep this game close. Top of the order for Missouri. Waits serves that one into center field. Ensley back a few steps, makes the catch, no problem. Smith acted like she was going to tag and then went back. Probably a smart decision as Ensley threw a one-hop shot to Heath. Probably would have gotten her. Good play by the center fielder, Ensley there. Well hit ball by Waits, just hit it right at her.
Yeah, and I think that's another one that, maybe you'd like to see that fall a little bit earlier in the outfield, but you can't blame Waits for swinging there, being ahead in the count and seeing the pitch you like.
Not out of the woods yet is South Carolina as Abiscato steps in. Obviously a very dangerous hitter. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Already 3 runs in the inning. 4-0 Tigers. First pitch of the at-bats, low and away, ball 1 to the Tiger catcher, who already has an RBI, as we've mentioned in this game. Drove in the first run last inning on a sac fly. Now looking to do a little bit more damage than that with 2 on and 2 out and already 3 runs at the plate in this inning. 1-0 on the way from Kelly. Fastball taken for a ball, and Winters just cannot get to buy one, as it seems back there. It's now 2-0 to Abiscato.
And Kelly's in a really dangerous position because
yeah.
If you walk Abiscato, Carr and Ramsey coming up, it's not the easiest way to get out of this jam.
2-0 on the way. Fastball in there for a strike. Winters faked the throw like she's going to try and backpick Smith at second base. No throw, though, with the pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, definitely needed that pitch to settle her down. You go down 3-0 in the count against a hitter like this, and you have to paint the zone. Leaves you up to getting hit.
2-1 on the way. It's going to be a base hit into left field. Waits is coming around third. Excuse me, that's Smith. The throw is cut off, and she scores easily. Another RBI. This time an RBI single for Abiscato, and the lead has stretched to 5.
Yeah, it's such a tough spot if you're Kelly there because Abiscato can put the ball in play, and you kind of expect her with all the RBIs she's got in the air. But it doesn't get any easier because you got Abby Carr now, the freshman from Wildwood, who's got 39 RBIs on the season and 11 home runs. Still runners on first and second. You have to get out of the jam here, find a way to cut this bleeding.
Waits is now the runner at second. Abiscato fresh off the RBI single at first. First pitch grounded easily there to Hopper to Anderson. She'll field it, take it to the bag for the force, and that will end the inning, but not before the Tigers score 4. Blow this game open. They score 4 runs on 4 hits in the inning. It's 5-0 Missouri. We will go to the top of the 5th. You are listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back. We are ready for the top of the 5th inning here, where it's a bit of a different story than just a half inning ago, where it was 1-0 Missouri. Missouri with a 4-run 4th. It's now 5-0 Tigers. So we get ready for the top of the 5th. Marissa McCann is still out there wheeling and dealing. And I mean, why not, Thomas? I mean, she's been pretty lights out to this point.
Absolutely, and I think scoreless outing so far. You want to hope she can go the distance, just with how well she's been pitching. But now you've got quite the insurance leading 5-0 in a game like this.
Some defensive changes we will get to in a minute with all that pinch running that was going on last inning. We'll get to that after this pitch to Natalie Heath, the third baseman, in there for a strike. Yet another first pitch strike there from McCann. Addie Kohler is in the game in right field, so that will remove Forrester. But Keelan is back in the game at left after she was pinch hit for in the bottom half of the inning. Other than that, everything should be the same. Hay is back at first for Ramsey, who courtesy ran for her in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, and if that is the end of Forrester's days for sure, she's had quite the day out in the field.
The 0-1 was outside for a ball, 1-1, and the 1-1 is fouled back to the screen. 1-2 now on Natalie Heath.
You're already ahead in the count here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Marissa McCann keep the foot on the gas.
She's done just that to this point. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off down the right side. Good battle there from Heath. We'll redo it. Redo the count 1-2.
The opportunity to make her chase a little bit. You're leading in the count. You're leading on the scoreboard by quite a bit. And Heath has shown you that she's going to swing at a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and this is a spot where you just don't want to walk people, right? You want to make them earn their way on base with a big lead like this. The 1-2. This is hit high and deep to center field. Sends Langer back, and then she comes in a little bit. I think the wind played a little trick on that, maybe a little bit out in front. She ended up making the catch a few steps in front of the warning track for the first out.
Yeah, it's another one where if it's a hitter's day with the wind, you're probably seeing the round tripper there, but not the case today. It just hits a wall right as it gets right around the warning track, comes straight down.
That'll bring up Kai Byers, the 8-hitter, designated player today for the Gamecocks. She had that really nice double first at bat. It was the first hit of the game for either squad down the right field line there past the dive of Hay. And she looked at the first pitch for a ball. So, if anything, I think she's seeing McCann pretty well. See if she can get something going here for the Gamecocks with one out and nobody on. 1-0 on the way. Fastball taken high for a ball. 2-0 now to Byers.
Yeah, and I think if you're McCann here, Byers has obviously shown that she likes those pitches low in the zone. That's what she took for the double earlier in the game. I think you try to go high thinking that even if she gets under it, it's probably getting stopped by the wind.
2-0 also misses. 3-0 now to Byers. And like we kind of just mentioned, the last thing you want to do with a big lead like this is just give free base runners. You want to make them earn their way on base. But Byers, credit to her being patient here, worked herself into a very advantageous 3-0 count. 3-0's in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Byers.
Yeah, that's one where Byers probably not swinging unless she sees the perfect pitch, and McCann just knowing, just hit the zone and you stay alive at this at-bat.
There is double barrel action in the Mizzou bullpen. See if that plays a factor. Is that 3-1 pitch is ripped to deep left field. It's going to bounce off the face of the wall, and it's going to be another stand-up double for Kai Byers. Played off the wall there by Khalilan, but no chance to get Byers at second base. And now Byers has doubled on the right field line and doubled the straightaway left field.
Yeah, and, you know, I almost think Khalilan could have tracked that one back, but not the worst decision to come back, play that off the wall. I don't think she took as big of a bounce as she thought it might. But a really good job from Byers to get on base. Anderson now has shown bunt a lot. I wouldn't be surprised to hear to advance a runner to third.
Waits wouldn't be surprised either at third base as she's a couple steps in to start down the line. Now takes a few more steps in as the first pitch to Anderson's in there for a strike. 0-1 to the 9-hitter shortstop, Shea Anderson.
I think McCann, really good to throw a strike there. You want to get ahead of this. If you're behind and they're showing bunt, your infielders really have no choice but to play with respect, knowing that you're ahead.
Runner on second, one out. 0-1's also in there for a strike, so 2 pitches, 2 taken fastballs for strikes here. Anderson finds herself in a hole now, down 0-2.
I think that was a pretty good frame job from
Yeah.
Abruscato. Something that Lexi Winter would have loved to see in the bottom half of the last inning.
The kick and the 0-2 to Anderson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got her with the heater. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 3 fastballs. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to Shea Anderson. And that's a big second out now as that lineup card will flip back over to Lelio for her 3rd at plate appearance of the game. But 2 outs now, much more manageable with the top of the order up.
Absolutely, and I think grabbing that second out before the top of the order, it gives you a little freedom here in that you just have to get 1 out.
First pitch to Lelio is outside for a ball. South Carolina leadoff hitter is 0 for 2 today. Ground out to short her first time, and then a line out to Khalilin in left. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike to Quincy. 1-1 now, as McCann is now just 1 pitch away from getting out of this 5th inning, going 5 scoreless. She's able to get Lelio here.
Looked like Byers wanted to run on that one.
That pitch is ripped, caught right at Abby Hay, the first baseman. That was probably destined to be a double, but he hit him right at Hay for the 3rd out, and that's 5 scoreless innings for McCann. We will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Missouri up 5-0 on South Carolina. You're listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. New pitcher in the game for South Carolina as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers lead 5-0 on the heels of a 4-run 4th. The new pitcher for South Carolina is freshman KG Favors out of Orange Beach, Alabama. Sounds like a wonderful place to live.
Absolutely. Certainly warmer than it is here in
I would
Columbia,
imagine
Missouri
so.
right now.
Probably a good spring break spot. I mean, I'm sure South Carolina's a great place to live as well. So she's probably doing just fine in that regard. Who's not doing fine is South Carolina, as they find themselves at a 5-0 hole as Marissa McCann has thrown 5 scoreless innings. We'll see if Larissa Anderson sends her back out for the 6th, as we have some action in the Missouri bullpen, as Abby Carr seems to be throwing and looks like she could be coming in this game next inning. But until then, the Missouri Bats will look to give whoever the pitcher is some more run support, and it'll be Abby Hay, who saved a run at the end of last inning, catching that line drive from Lelio to end the inning. Favors' first pitch of her outing is on the way. Fastball high to Hay.
And Hay with a single in her last at bat in the 4th. Just having a pretty good game today. Obviously made the play in the field, but kept that scoring run alive for the Tigers.
Hay looking to lead off this inning now and get another rally started as she takes that fastball for a strike. First strike of the outing for Favors. She settles in here 1-1. Favors looks in for the sign to kick in the 1-1. Fastball taken high and away, ball 2 now. Hay ahead in the count. Tied up in hits Definitely not tied up on the scoreboard. You can attribute that to a couple of things. Obviously, the big South Carolina error that ended up scoring a run as the 2-1 is taken high, but also the defense of Missouri throwing out that potential run on the sack fly, and then obviously the walks for South Carolina kind of bit them in that inning. So just a couple of unforced errors there that have really flipped the script on this game. As that 3-1 is in there for a strike, full count now to Abby Hay.
And a big spot for KG Favors. She hasn't pitched a ton this year, only 16 innings pitched. Could be one for South Carolina where they might look to save their pitchers for tomorrow.
Could be, as that would potentially be a rubber match if Missouri's able to hold on and win this game. 3-2 to Abby Hay is low and in, ball 4, and Missouri's got a leadoff runner on yet again, looking to do more damage.
And I think one of the confusing things from South Carolina is when Emma Friedel was in the game, she managed to stay in the lead of the count most of the time. Since then, these South Carolina pitchers have been behind, and they've had to force themselves to throw hittable balls, and they've paid the price for that pretty severely.
Addie Kohler's going to get her first chance to hit here today. She shows bunt and bunts it foul back to the screen. So it'll be 0-1 to Kohler. She came in as the pinch runner and then stayed in the game in right field for Forrester. Now gets a chance to hit in Forrester's spot in the 5 spot.
Only 3 at-bats, still looking for her first hit this season.
Looks like she's trying to sack bunt here. The South Carolina definitely expecting it. Pulls back like she's ready to hit and takes a ball. 1-1 now to Kohler.
Junior from Texarkana, Texas. Got 8 runs on the season, so she does come in that pinch runner quite often.
Everyone's got a role, and she seems to play that role very well. It worked out last inning for the Tigers. Now looking to probably advance a runner here. Both corners in, Heath and Rohde, as the bunt is down, and it's caught by Heath. Back to first, double play. Unbelievable play there by Heath. I don't know if Hay got a good read of that off the bat, but that was popped up there by Kohler, and a pretty relatively easy catch for Heath, but then really good awareness and arm strength to throw that ball back as fast as she did and nab Hay, who was out by at least half a step there.
Yeah, and I think Heath was expected to bunt the entire time. She was right up there on it, and just really good reactionary play to grab that.
That changes the whole complexion of this inning as the first pitch is down the line and foul up to Grove. Changes the whole complexion of this inning. Had the leadoff man on a walk, and just in one pitch, the threat is basically erased. 2 outs, nobody on now, as Up to Grove is now up. Down 0-1 after she fouled that first pitch down the right field line.
I think if you're Missouri, you've obviously haven't been great in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings this season.
0-1 fouled back, 0-2 now to the Tigers shortstop. And that's got to be big for Favors, right? I mean, coming in, first batter, he faces a walk, and they always say double play is the pitcher's best friend. That would got to be huge to settle her. And like you said, maybe she's into her job here is to eat some innings, and that would definitely help in that case scenario there. Looking to get out of the inning now, 0-2 to Up to Grove. That's hit high and relatively deep to right field, but McKay is under it. Slaps the leather on it, 2 steps shy of the warning track, and that will end the 5th inning. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Missouri does not score. They still hold a 5-0 lead over South Carolina. You're listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back. top of the 6th inning here. Marissa McCann's going to get a chance to keep going with her outing, and, I mean, why not, right, Thomas? 5 shutout innings, seems to be cruising, has a 5-run cushion, double barrel action in the bullpen, so there is help and reinforcements behind her, but I think right now you kind of just ride this bike, excuse me, till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, you've got help in that bullpen. You know you've got your 5-run insurance that if she does lose it a little bit, you can quickly go away from it and probably still be fine on the scoreboard. But while she's pitching a shutout inning, let her get her confidence up as you head towards some of the very end of SEC play, and you're still making that NCAA tournament push. I think it would be good for Marissa McCann to get a complete game under her belt.
And maybe part of this goes into the struggles that we've seen from this Missouri bullpen late in games. They seem to get a lot of good quality pitching from their starters, but like you mentioned with the bats, that kind of struggled in innings 5, 6, and 7. The pitching's kind of been on that same kind of trajectory. So going with the hot hand here cannot be a bad play on paper there for Larissa Anderson, as first pitch to Jamie McKay is fouled off down the right field line, 0-1.
And she's only given up 4 hits. She hasn't walked a ton of batters, and 2 of those hits were doubles by Kai Byers, and it'll be a while until she sees her again.
McKay, I think, got hit on the foot by that pitch. At least she seems to be convinced as so, and I think, she's going to be maybe not.
It looked like it bounced in the dirt first.
McKay was already undoing her shin guard and elbow guard as if that was she was going to be awarded first base, but I don't know that the umpires are going to award her that.
Third base coach, and looks like
Coach Woodard is out now.
Head coach. I think South Carolina disagrees with that a lot, and I don't know if that is a challengeable call in college softball.
Yeah, Coach Ashley Woodard is out now discussing with the home plate umpire. McKay was pretty imminent. Like, she didn't think there was any question. She went right away to go to first base. But it appears that she's going to – are they going to review this?
I think they might, and it's pretty clear that the ball contacted her.
Okay, so we will get a challenge from South Carolina that ball did hit Jamie McKay. I don't know how we get a I guess we're not going to get a replay of this here at the stadium. I don't know. Me personally, as far as ways we are, I just went off McKay's reaction, and she would know best. It is her.
Yeah, and I saw the ball bounce in the dirt, and I saw it bounce up. To me, it looked like it might come off of Abrascato's chest protector. But that pitch definitely got away from McCann, something to consider if you are Larissa Anderson here in this spot. But, again, I think you go back to yesterday, and Mizzou was doing just fine until you started putting in the relievers.
Yeah.
And McCann's already gotten out of a few jams today. I think you ride with her just a little bit longer.
You always wonder when a delay like this does to a pitcher, too. They're such creatures of habit, creatures of getting in a rhythm, and then when your rhythm is thrown off like this to where they're all just kind of huddled up now in the infield, you wonder if that has something to do with it, as now there's real double barrel action in this Mizzou bullpen, where you would have to imagine that if anything else kind of goes sideways here, there's probably going to be the end of McCann's day. But they're taking a long look at this, so it must be pretty tough to tell. But usually you feel like in situations like this, they go with the call in the field when you don't have a decisive angle or view of it. But it seems they're coming to a decision here. Okay, so it stands. McKay will have to stay at the plate here. She has to redo her gear there. They will obviously go down as a ball, so the count will be 1-1. But big break there for the Tigers, as we've kind of mentioned past couple of innings after they've built this big league. You want to make South Carolina earn their way on base. No walks, no hit by pitches, of that kind of stuff. And now McKay, dangerous hitter, obviously, in her own right. She probably wants to get back in there and swing it anyways. But South Carolina's looking for base runners.
Yeah, and they lose their second challenge. They're out for the rest of the game.
That could also be something to look at. Good call there by Thomas. 1-1 is fouled, tapped at the plate there. Good off-speed pitch there by McCann. So 1-2 now to the Gamecock right fielder.
Do we see another strike 3 fastball.
I think you probably are onto something there. It is a fastball, but it's outside for a ball. 2-2 now to McKay. Dangerous part of the South Carolina order, facing 2-3-4 for the third time. This would probably be, if there's a big inning for South Carolina to get in these last two, this would probably be the one that you would circle for the Gamecocks. Here's the 2-2. Fastball low, 3-2 now. So McKay's come back after that review and taken 2 balls, worked it full.
And you mentioned it, this is really the bulk of the hitting power of the South Carolina lineup, knowing that if McCann gets out of this scot-free.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Abrascato dropped it, but then was able to just tag out McKay. That's a big strikeout on a nice drop ball there by McCann to retire McKay. Big first out here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I was saying, if you can retire the side, if you're Missouri, headed into the bottom of the lineup in the top of the 7th, you probably got to feel pretty good about getting out of here with a win today. In
steps Carly Shelton, the 3-hitter, who McCann has not gotten out today. She has walked and singled, so Shelton and Byers kind of been the thorn in the side of McCann. First pitch to Shelton, taken for a ball. Shelton's been a thorn in a lot of pitcher sides, to be fair, this year. I mean, 353 batting average speaks for itself. Hits in the middle of this order. I mean, she's been giving pitchers headaches all year.
Absolutely, and you know, if you're Shelton, you just got to find another way to get on base. You've already done it twice today. Give the rest of your lineup the chance to drive in a few runs.
Cannot hit a 5-run home run, especially with nobody on base. As the pitch is chopped to Hopper to Smith. She'll grab it, throw it over to Hay. Easy out. Is a second out of the inning. Routine ground ball there to Smith. 2 up, 2 down here in the Gamecocks half of the 6th.
And I think you're really liking your chances here. Obviously, Ariana Rhodey, no slouch at the plate, but 2 outs and you only need 4 more technically to get out of this game. I think Marissa McCann's got 4 more outs in her.
Rhodey's been putting the ball in the air today. Flyouts to right and left. So she's tried both sides, hadn't had luck on either one. First pitch to her is taken for a ball. One thing we're missing is a flyout to Langer. Then she'd get every outfielder covered. Everyone gets fed. See if that's the play here. 1-0 is taken for a ball. Good block by Abrascato. Does squirt away. But nobody on base, no harm, no foul there. 2-0 now to the dangerous cleanup hitter, Ariana Rhodey.
Yeah, McCann lost both those pitches low. She's losing velocity, and she starts losing control. Wouldn't be surprised to see Larissa Anderson pull her for the 7th. But, you know, you mention it, you know, just missing 1 fly out. I think Rhodey feels like she's missing some home runs today.
Some of those could have been impacted by the wind. 2-0 taken for a ball as well, so 3-0 now. Really in the driver's seat in this at-bat is Rhodey. Still 67 miles an hour on that last pitch, though, so clearly I think the velocity might still be there for McCann. It's just a question of the command at this point. Here's the 3-0, trying to get back in the count. Full take mode there from Rhodey. That pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah,
3-1.
The bat was never leaving Ariana Rhodey's shoulder in that situation.
Down 5 runs, you need a base runner. 3-0, yeah, that's pretty much take sign all the way. 3-1. McCann going to try and come all the way back in the count here. She's going to get a pop-up on the infield. She's going to get it herself along the first base line. Jam shot. Easy catch there for McCann. And she completes her 6th shutout inning. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Missouri cruising up 5-0. You are listening to Missouri Tigers Softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. getting ready to start the bottom half of the 6th inning here. Missouri in the driver's seat in this one. They're 3 outs away from tying up this series, setting up a rubber match, which will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. But before that, they're getting another chance to swing the sticks here and extend their lead for whoever comes out in the 7th inning, whether it is McCann or someone out of the bullpen. But before we get to that, Favors back out on the mound for South Carolina, looking to keep it at just a 5-run deficit before they get a chance to hit in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, I think if you're Missouri, if you can find a 6th insurance run, you're feeling pretty good. But I think regardless of what happens here, you like your chances going into the top of the 7th. And maybe you grab a few base runners just to let whoever's coming out compose themselves, warm up a little bit before that top of the 7th. Not let South Carolina really grab any momentum.
Kalilan will come back into the game to hit here. She was pinch hit 4 during that big 4-run 4th, but then she came back into the game to play left field, so she will get another chance to hit here. Both corners, both Heath and Rhodey, are in anticipating bunt. First pitch was taken for a ball. Here's the 1-0 showing bunt. Now selects to slap hit it, but takes it for a ball once again. There's a lot going on there. Showed bunt, pulled back, went up to do a slap. There's a lot going on there.
And I really like the decision to slap hit here. Just find a way to get on base.
Start another rally potentially. Here's the 2-0. Shows bunt, pulls back. That one's taken for a strike, 2-1. South Carolina, I mean, everybody's playing in as if, it almost looks like it's an alignment as if they're trying to cut down a runner at the plate here. But it's just a leadoff hitter of this inning. 2-1 count here to Kalilan. And that one got away from Favors. May have roughed up Winters a little bit as that ball was in the dirt. You're going to give Winters a second here, 3-1.
Yeah, Favors hasn't had a ton of control in this outing today, and that's allowed Mizzou to get quite a few runners on base.
3-1, Kalilan showing bunt, pulls back, and that one's nowhere close. Ball 4 low, and a leadoff base runner for Missouri who's looking to add as the leadoff batter Kalilan walks. And that will bring up Sophie Smith.
And it's just demoralizing to walk the leadoff, thinking that this will be their last plate appearance when you're already down 5-0.
Speaking of walks, Smith has 2 of them in this game. Has also come around to score. And it will not actually be Smith that hits here. It'll be Sanaya Hill, redshirt freshman out of Godley, Texas.
I like this move by Anderson. Give another redshirt freshman a chance to kind of get some hits under her bag when you're leading so much.
First pitch to Hill is wild. It was actually behind her and goes all the way to the backstop. No chance for Winters at all there as Kalilan easily advances to second base. Yeah, really no chance for Winters at all on that one.
And I don't think Coach Woodward's going to pull Favors. Just thinking that this is probably the last inning of the game. Don't really want to use any endurance before tomorrow in the rubber match.
There will be a full meeting at the mound between all the infielders and the catcher. No coach meeting here, players only. Hopefully some words of encouragement from Winters, I'm assuming.
Favor got out of a similar situation in her first inning pitch today, but you know, losing that runner to second instead of first kind of eliminates the double play here.
Sure does. Heath comes out of that huddle anticipating bunt at third base from Hill, who instead offers at that high fastball, swings through it for a strike. Definitely not looking to bunt there, at least on that pitch.
Yeah, that was a big chop at it. Looked like she wanted to send that out onto Stadium Boulevard, which I'm not sure that's possible today.
No, definitely not with this wind. Runner on second, 1-1 count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Missouri lead. 1-1 pitch taken low for a ball. 2-1 now to the pinch hitter Hill. Hitting for Sophie Smith.
Cahalan started to go on that last one. I think she really wants to steal here.
Be interesting with Heath playing in. Now she backs up a few steps at third. Here's the 2-1. That one's also low for a ball. 3-1 now. And the command seems to really be off now for Favors. I mean, even that one strike, Hill helped her out on that high fastball and swung through it.
And Favors, it just looks like she's losing it low right now. Low and inside as well.
See if she can find the zone here on 3-1. Danger of walking hill. Loses it, like Thomas said, low and inside once again. That's back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the 6th. And Missouri's got another big threat looming here, as that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, center fielder Kaylee Linger. With 2 on and nobody out, you think this is a pretty obvious bunt spot as well?
I think so. Langer did it in her first at-bat. And it looks like we are going to get another pitcher change, just the end of Favors' day.
I think you are right.
Putting in. I saw the card, so I know we're getting one, but.
Well, while they sort it out, we will take a quick break. There's 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Missouri is leading 5-0. You are listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pitching change for South Carolina, and it's a familiar face from just about an hour or so ago. It's Emma Friedel, who started this game for South Carolina, and actually pitched pretty well before she was pulled in that middle of that 3rd inning without even giving up a run. She ended up getting a run on her stat line as she was responsible for that runner that scored on the sac fly. But now she's back in the game in a much different spot than when she left it.
Absolutely, and I think the interesting part of putting Friedel in is obviously pitchers can pitch 2 days in a row here in softball if they wanted to. This tells me that Friedel probably not trotting out for the rubber match tomorrow.
Agree.
They're just going to try to get out of this game here with no outs and 2 on.
I mean, looking back at it, Thomas, I know you were a bit questioning taking Friedel out in the first place in that 3rd inning when I mean, those first 2 innings she was cruising along and then got pulled in the middle of that Abrascato at bat, and to be honest, it's kind of fallen off the rails for South Carolina ever since.
Yeah, and you know, I know Abrascato is a great hitter, has already drove in a run, added another hit, but you know, I thought Friedel was doing just fine. That, you know, even if Abrascato drives in run one, you kind of limit the bleeding by leaving her out there. And Neely Lamb came in and gave up 4, and so I just think that's just a coaching misstep that South Carolina had today. I would have left Friedel in.
Nonetheless, she is back in the game now, and she's got a bit of a pickle. It's going to be 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Tigers looking to add on to their 5-0 lead. It'll be Kaylee Linger, the 9-hole hitter, center fielder, into the to try and at least probably advance these runners. South Carolina anticipating bunt with Rhodey and Heath well in. Top of the order due up after Linger. Linger shows bunt, pulls it back, then tries to bunt again, but then pulls it back. There was a lot happening there. Ended up taking it for a ball.
And that pitch was really low. And when Friedel was losing it, she was losing it low. Just got to find a way, just hit the zone and try to get out of this inning.
1-0 on the way. Linger does show bunt, whiffs at it. Runner stay put, but that will be a strike, 1-1. Kind of stabbed at that ball there, did Linger.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. It didn't really seem like a comfortable bunt position, kind of forcing the bat out there.
Would assume she's going to try again with only 1 strike on her to try and move these runners up for the top of the order, and Addie waits. Showing bunt early as Linger. Now pulls back. Swings and misses at a high fastball. Maybe trying to fool the defense there with both corners charging. Maybe leaves more holes in the infield there, but nonetheless swung through that one. Now 1-2.
Yeah, I think if you manage to connect there, you probably put one in the outfield. Might even score a runner, but it'll be interesting if she stays on bunt here with 2 strikes.
Showing bunt, pulls back. Takes strike 3 called on the outside corner. A bit of a delayed call there from the home plate umpire, but that one looked like it was in there. Bit of an unproductive at bat there from Langer, but still a lot to get out of here for Friedel. First and second, now 1 out as the lineup card flips back over to Addie Waits.
And Friedel, that was her 6th strikeout, so she had 5 in the 3 innings she pitched earlier. And again, I'm just still not sure why they took her out of the game.
Addie Waits will get her 3rd look at Friedel. So that first pitch is taken for a strike. Against her, she didn't put the ball in play. She struck out and walked. So see if that changes here now in her 3rd chance at Friedel. Friedel obviously looking for a double play ball here to get her out of this jam. 0-1 is also in there for a strike, so 2 pitches and 2 taken strikes, and all of a sudden, Waits has herself in a bit of a hole here.
Yeah, and that's what Friedel was doing in her early outing. She was getting ahead in the counts, and she was making Mizzou make decisions.
Friedel already coming in and striking out Langer, looking to do the same to Waits here. High fastball, no chance. Tried to back pick the runner, and they got her hung up. Now in a pickle between first and second is Khalilin, and now she's going to be tagged. No, she's safe! I thought for sure Shelton just got her on the back there as she tried to slide back into second base. Great play by Winters to back pick her there. But I guess on the throw from Heath back to Shelton, Claire was able to avoid the tag there.
Cahalan just got a little under it. Did really good to keep the hand on the base when you're sliding through it. Stay alive.
And obviously the second base umpire is 5 feet away from it, and I'm hundreds, so much better look there. We'll stay with the runners on first and second, 1 and 2 now. That pitch is going to be popped foul down the left side, out of play into the Tiger bullpen. We'll redo the pitch, 1 and 2. It's a really athletic play by Cleveland. I mean, obviously you don't like to get picked off at second base there, back pick, but then, I mean, that takes some athleticism. I think I would probably like pull a hamstring trying to stretch the way that she did right there to avoid that tag.
Yeah, and I think Cahalan's so good on the bases. There's a reason she's got almost more runs than she does hits this year.
Looking to add to that total. She could score on a Waits hit here. 1-1 taken, or excuse me, 1-2 taken high. Waits has worked an 0-2 count back to 2-2. First and second, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, 5-0 Missouri lead. They will at worst have a 5-run cushion going into the top of the 7th to try and even up this series and set up a rubber match tomorrow afternoon. 2-2. That's a ball low. Winters faked the back pick down to second again, but Cleveland was wiser this time and got back. And now Eddie Waits has worked an 0-2 to 3-2.
Yeah, I think that's just good plate discipline when you're behind the count, just letting pitches come to you.
Here's the payoff pitch, 3-2 on the way. Ground ball to Anderson at second, steps in the bag to 1, over to first, unassisted, double play. Taylor made double play ball there. Anderson played positioned perfectly, fielded the ground ball herself to the bag. Easy double play, gets South Carolina out of the jam. We will go to the top of the 7th inning. South Carolina needs 5 to keep the game alive. 5-0 Missouri lead. You are listening to Missouri Tiger Softball on the KCOU YouTube channel. Marissa McCann will be going for the complete game shutout as she is back out to start the top of the 7th inning where the Missouri Tigers lead the South Carolina Gamecocks 5-0. Thomas, you said you like the move. I have to say I agree.
Yeah, I think with the way McCann has been dealing today, you just trust her to go finish it. And I think the other thing is you have to like that she's getting some good momentum going into the back half of SEC play. You give yourself a chance to win the series tomorrow. And if you can find a way to maybe grab the Tennessee series or grab the Arkansas series, you look pretty good headed into not only the SEC tournament, but also potentially an NCAA tournament.
Couple quick defensive notes for Missouri before we start this inning. Hayden Sokolsky is in at left field for Kalilan, and then Sophie Smith does come back in the game to play second base after she was pinch hit for by Sonia Hill. So Smith back in the game at second base, and Sokolsky is in left field for Kalilan. First pitch from McCann to Tori Ensley, the center fielder, is taken for a ball outside 1-0.
You know, and I like bringing in Sokolotsky. She had a really good robbed home run yesterday.
1-0, in there for a strike. Looked like an off-speed pitch. Oh, no, it was a fastball. It's getting a little darker. All right.
Yeah, it's getting darker. Light's not quite on here at Mizzou Softball Stadium.
Was a taken strike by Tori Ensley. 1-1 the count to the center fielder. 1-1 in there for a strike. That one was a heater, and now it's 1-2. Ensley 0 for 2 today. Struck out her first time up and then lined out. Was kind of robbed. Not kind of. She was robbed by Forrester in right field, one of her defensive gems of the game, one of her two. 1-2. Just missed. I think Abriscato wanted that one. Fastball in the outer half. Just missed, according to the home plate umpire. 2-2.
Definitely still a big chance for McCann. You got to like what she's got, and she's got a few pitches to give.
2-2 now. Kick in the pitch. Fouled off Ensley's foot down the third base line. We'll do it again.
No, that's why you wear the shin and foot guard, because you put those right off that leading foot. Though they don't feel too good, but with that shin guard, it negates the impact just a little bit.
2-2 once again. That's fouled off on the right field line. So she's got both lines covered now, trying to straighten it out.
Right into the bushes.
See if the little kid can get it. Oh, she did get it.
Back. That's a free entree from Como Smoking Fire here.
Yeah, well, they went to us. I want a free entree. I'm getting a little hungry.
Would be nice.
Right through dinner time was this game. 2-2 count. And that pitch is served down the right field line, twisting toward the line. Diving was Kohler. She unable to get it, but it was a foul ball. About 2 or 3 paces, I would say, into foul ground. Great effort by Kohler, just past her outstretched arm.
And I think this is a big spot for McCann. I think you almost have to get out of this, because I think if you're Larissa Anderson and you see him give up a hit, you know you're going to have pinch hitters coming in for South Carolina, and that's where you probably think about pulling McCann.
2-2 offering once again. That one's ripped to left field, but it's caught by Sokolotsky. It's an age-old saying, if you're new in the game, the ball will find you. And that one was a frozen rope right at her. Not too difficult, but still, that'll wake you up.
Absolutely, and it'll wake you up. And again, I like putting Sokolotsky in. She's got a little bit of a height advantage over Cahalan, and that can be big when you're playing out there in the outfield. She robbed a home run yesterday. Don't know if it's going to get that far back today.
Pinch hitter here for South Carolina, Nia McKnight, hitting for Winters, the catcher. McKnight has 16 hits on the season in 58 at-bats. She's going to get a look here in the top of the 7th. With 1 out, nobody on base. Already 1 ball on her, and then that was maybe McCann's worst pitch of the whole day, as that bounced well a couple feet in front of the plate, and that's going to draw a visit from Abriscato.
Yeah, and I think it's smart from Abriscato. Just come out there, calm your pitcher down. You know what you got. You know you only need just changes a little bit of the attitude.
McKnight, sophomore, getting an at-bat here, batting .276 on the season, ahead in the count 2-0. And that looks like that was a good visit by Abriscato, as McCann fires a 67-mile-an-hour fastball right in there over the heart of the plate for a strike, and she's right back in the count at 2-1. Here's the kick and the 2-1. Swing and a miss. McKnight was way behind that heater, and now it's 2-2. And 1 strike away from being 1 out away.
Yeah, and I think I really like Marissa McCann going back to the heater there. Just put one in the zone, see if you can catch McKnight off guard.
I just imagine you're going to see another heater here. That's exactly what she gets. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew her away with the fastball. And McCann is 1 out away from a complete game shutout and setting Missouri up to go win a series tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. Her 6th strikeout of the night. McCann just dealing, goes right back to the fastball there. I wouldn't be shocked if we see 3 straight fastballs here.
Looks like we have another pinch hitter here for Natalie Heath.
Ainsley Bennett? No, that's an
Tate
8,
Davis.
not a 6.
Tate Davis.
Tate Davis.
33 hits on the year. 282 average. First pitch in there for a strike to Davis.
There's one fastball.
See if Thomas can predict correctly. 3 straight heaters here. Back-to-back pinch hitters as presented as the last 2 challengers to McCann's complete game shutout. There's the second one as that's fouled off down the right field line into the stands. And just like that, it's 0-2. 1 strike away.
1 strike away. Mizzou Softball Stadium on their feet now.
Fans in appreciation of the performance that McCann has put on today. She's 1 strike away from finishing it off in dramatic fashion. Look in, and the 0-2. Just low. I think Abriscato tried to frame it a little bit too much and dropped it. That could have been the decision for it to be called a ball that she didn't catch it. So it would be 1-2. I was about to ring her up from over here.
And the
though,
fans
Thomas.
really wanted it. I could hear the groans.
See if they get it here. Here's the 1-2. Well high, 2-2. Good take by Davis.
Good take by Davis. And you've got Kai Byers coming up. So
you know McCann does not want to see her.
You really love to get out of the inning here.
Byers has hit 2 frozen ropes today for 2 doubles. Here's the 2-2. Popped up. Does Hay have room on the right side? No, that'll go into the seats.
Lands safely. Didn't hit anybody. You always hold your breath a little bit when you see a softball headed towards the seats.
They got a free entree, though, too.
They do.
Buzzer beater got it in right before the end of the game. Good for them. McCann looking for the complete game shutout. Kick in the 2-2. Fouled off. Whoa, look out. Byers in the on-deck circle. That could have been. That was a line drive, but, I mean, almost a defensive swing there from Davis. It was so late it almost hit Byers on deck, who's standing nearly parallel to Davis. That could have been a scary sight.
Nearly crept into the South Carolina dugout as well.
See if she goes with another fastball here to finish it off. The kick in the 2-2. High and away ball, and a good at-bat from Davis. Worked it all the way back to 3-2. Fouled off a couple tough pitches. See if she can finish it off with a good at-bat here herself.
Yeah, and, you definitely don't want to walk here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4 high. Really good at-bat there from Davis. Laid off some tough high fastballs, fouled some off, and she keeps the Gamecocks alive for Kai Byers.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to see Larissa Anderson go away from Marissa McCann right now, but with Kai Byers at the plate, I imagine if you see her get on base and you've got 2 on, probably bring in a closer, just get that last out.
Byers has doubled down the right field line and doubled to straightaway left, which was off the wall. So she's using all parts of the field and hitting the ball hard today. First pitch of the at-bat. The third time is a ball, and the fans really don't like that one, Thomas. I thought that was a strike as well, but fans voicing their displeasure with that one. It's going to be a ball to Byers.
Looked right across the letters from our vantage point.
Here's the 1-0. That one is also a ball. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know where they're missing.
I imagine
we can't,
outside because we don't have the
see,
best view.
We can't see inside and out, but, I mean, the height is definitely there. But nonetheless, it's 2-0. Big hitters count for Byers, who has been seeing McCann well today. Here's the 2-0. That one also misses just a bit high for a ball, 3-0. And now, I mean, the bullpen is quiet, Thomas, but yeah, we're gonna get a visit here. I don't know if we're gonna see a pitching change or not, but at least a visit.
I think Larissa Anderson's just calming her down, saying, hey, put one low, trust your fielders, let's get out of here, let's go on to tomorrow.
Nonetheless, I mean, you got to admire the fight from South Carolina. I mean, 5-0, 2 outs, nobody on base in the last inning. I mean, it's very easy just to roll over and say, you know what, we'll just go for the series win tomorrow. But Davis with a really good pinch hit at bat works herself a walk, and now Byers finds herself in a good hitter spot. I mean, that's the great thing about baseball. There's no clock. You got to get every out, and South Carolina's making them earn every out right now. After that quick visit, 3-0 count 2 Byers. Runner on first, 2 out. 3 O's in there for a strike. Good visit by Coach Anderson.
Yeah, you had to find the zone there. Probably didn't think Byers was swinging. Probably just wants to put another runner on.
Davis on first, 2 outs, 3-1 count. 3-1's popped up near us, about as close as we've seen a foul ball to us all day. Lands a couple rows up above the Missouri dugout, 3-2, and Missouri is 1 strike away yet again.
One rang off the seats. I got a little worried. Hold your breath a little bit there. So many people down this third base line.
Davis will be going on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 5-0 Missouri. Kick and the pitch. It's going to be a line drive up the middle. Scuffed there by the shortstop up to Grove. And then she steps on the bag for the force out. Great play to trap that kind of fluttery line drive. And then she just stepped on the force to get Davis. And that will end the game. A complete game shutout for Marissa McCann. And Missouri evens up the series 1-1.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what you wanted to see after yesterday. You got a little bit more consistent bats. It was only 2 innings, but you managed to, when you got the run, to turn it on and grab a lot of insurance runs, and just obviously great defense in this shutout. Marissa McCann pitched great, but also there were some big plays in the outfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go back to that 3rd inning when it could have gotten away from the Tigers when it was still 0-0, and Kalilan throwing out the runner at the plate on that potential sac fly. And then, of course, those plays by Forrester, both sliding catches in the outfield. Like you said, maybe saved 2 or 3 runs just on her own there. So the defense, which you've mentioned off the air before the game, really, really good when the ball's in the park. You mentioned it in the pregame as well. Showed itself here today. And then obviously can't say enough of good things about Marissa McCann, limiting the South Carolina to just 4 hits in a complete game shutout.
Yeah, and they did exactly what they need to do to set up the rubber match tomorrow at 1.
That's exactly right, Thomas. The rubber match will now be tomorrow at 1. Missouri goes for the series win to avoid their 3rd consecutive series loss in conference play. South Carolina still with a chance to get their first series conference win of the season if they're able to win that rubber match tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Same place, same 2 teams. But for today, for my partner Thomas Campbell, I am Colin Meehan. You have been listening to Missouri Tigers softball. Like we said, final score here from Columbia, Missouri 5, South Carolina nothing. You are listening to Missouri Tigers softball on the KCOU YouTube channel.